This is lesson 12 in algebra, and it's called Spatial Patterns. Now, a spatial pattern is a sequence of geometrical shapes that can describe a number pattern. Now, if you look at this pattern here, we have a series of squares on their sides made up of matchsticks, and see that the first pattern is one square, and what we note that it's created by 4 matchsticks. And the second one is 2 squares joined together at a corner, and it's made up of 8 matchsticks. And as we continue on, we add a square as we go, which of course creates a number pattern. So 4, 8, 12, and of course the next one would be 16. Okay, so all spatial patterns start with a simple design. Okay, in this case it's a square. In this case down here, this one is also a square. Okay, and then we basically add a repeating design to that, and it's the same repeating design every single case. And that repeating design in this case is called the common difference, which you learned about yesterday. So if you see here, the common difference in this top one here would be 4, or 4 matchsticks, because we're adding 4 matchsticks each time. The common difference on this one is a little bit more complicated. If we're starting off with 4, you notice that here's our starting off pattern here. We're adding 3 here, okay, and there's our previous shape, and we're adding 3. So our starting off pattern is 4, but we're repeating it by adding 3 each time because they're interconnected. Okay. The other thing we like to do is to, once we've got our pattern or got our spatial pattern, is we can actually put the results into a table. Okay, so this table here represents this pattern up here. So one number of squares is 1, 4 sticks. Numbers of squares 2, 8 sticks, and so on. Once we have got the numbers into a table, then we like to describe it in terms of a rule, alright, or an algebraic expression if you want. So in case of the one above, in this pattern here, here's our table, and our rule would be the number of sticks would equal 4 times the number of shapes. Okay, so for example, we've got one shape times 4, it takes 4 sticks to make that shape. If we've got 2 shapes or 2 squares, okay, 4 times 2 gives you 8, it takes you 8 sticks to make that shape. Here's another rule here, we've got a series of hexagons, okay, and without writing out the table, it's obviously that every time you add a hexagon, you're adding 6 sticks or 6 matchsticks. So the total number of matchsticks in any particular number is 6 times the number of hexagons. Right, let's look at our first example. It says, draw the next 2 shapes in this spatial pattern shown. So let's look at the shape. It's an H shape, okay, and we're adding an extra H shape every single time. So I've already drawn the next 2 terms out for you here. Okay, so we've already done that question. We'll tick that off. It says, write a spatial pattern as a number pattern in regard to the number of matchsticks required. Okay, so let's write out our number pattern. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our first number is 5. Our second one is 5 plus 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 8. Now, we know we've got 8 to there, and we're adding another 3, so that's 11. Here we've got 8, well, we've got 11 plus another 3, which is going to be 14. And here we have got 14 plus another 3, which is 17. And we know that would continue if we continued the pattern. And the last part of the question is describe the pattern by stating the number of sticks are required to make the first term and how many sticks are required to make the next term in the pattern. Well, for the first term, we need 5 sticks. For the second term, we need, and I'm going to write this way, 5 plus 3 sticks. And I'll do the third one so you can see the pattern. It's going to be 5 plus 3 plus 3 sticks. Alright, example 2, it says draw the next 2 shapes in this spatial pattern. Okay, so we can do that. You're gonna have trouble drawing the patterns, so when you get to the questions where you're drawing the patterns, you can leave them out if you want to, as long as you understand where the pattern's coming from. So obviously here we've got triangles, so I've got 3 triangles is my last pattern, like this, and I'm just adding an extra one. And my next one, well, I'm going to start off with the 4, like this, and what I will need to do is to add one more. Okay, so complete the table. So here we have in our top row the number of triangles. We just need to work out the number of matchsticks required. So for the first term it's going to be 3. For the second term it's going to be 6. It's quite easy to see the pattern once you get it started. Next one is 9, 4 is 12, and 5 is 15. Now, describe the rule connecting the number of matchsticks required to the number of triangles. Well, for every triangle we have got 3 matchsticks. So it's going to be number of matchsticks will equal 3 times the number of triangles. And then finally, use your rule to predict how many matchsticks would be required to make 20 triangles. Well, we're just simply going to go, well, 3 times 20 triangles, we're going to need 60 matchsticks. Okay, let's see how you go with this worksheet. Give me a thumbs up if you like the video.